Hey guys, what's going on? Jeb here, and in today's video, guys, I have something very important to bring to your attention because, as you know, we have been talking about a very long-term downtrend of resistance that's been in play for the last 2.5 years or so. What we used to do is we'd rally up to it and test it once every couple of months, but in fact, we tested this downtrend of resistance not once, not twice, but in fact thrice, 3 times in the last 10 days or so, indicating that we may be about to see a break of it. Add on top of that the fact that we are now bouncing off of a shorter-term uptrend of support as well as a slightly longer-term uptrend of support as well as the 20 daily exponential moving average. And guys, I think we're about to have a massive breakout of this consolidation pattern in the next couple of days. In this video, I'm going to be showing you the pattern that Bitcoin is in right now, and I'm also going to be explaining why it's so important and why it looks like we're about to have a big breakout on Bitcoin. From there, we're going to be discussing where Bitcoin might be heading, up, down, sideways, backwards. We're going to be talking about all of that in today's video. So if you guys do enjoy today's video, consider hitting that like and subscribe button. It really helps out the channel when you do that. Before we go ahead and dive on into it, I do just first want to mention the Cryptocurrency Technical Analysis Academy, guys. We're currently running a sale on it because so many of you guys have joined lately and have been asking for one. So if you're interested, the May 2020 coupon code is still active and you can use it at the link in the description down below. If you want to learn everything you need to know about technical analysis, there's one great place to do it, and you can find that in the description down below. But without much further ado, guys, let's go ahead and dive right on into it. I don't know why, but I just cannot record an intro today. This is like the 5th or 6th take I've done. Guys, I have a question for you. It'll help me out, I promise. I think it's because I haven't eaten anything today. Tell me in the comment section down below what your favorite thing to have for breakfast is, because I think that's my problem. I haven't eaten anything, and I need your help. So let me know down below. On to the chart. Guys, the last couple of months for the world have been rather strange, but the last couple of months for Bitcoin have been quite profitable, as you will probably know by now. As you guys can see, Bitcoin has been in an uptrend for the last 60-odd days, and in doing so, we've rallied all the way up to this downtrending level of resistance that is colored red on our chart. And as you can also see, in the last 10 days or so, we've tested it once, twice, and now a third time as of last night. Not only is Bitcoin holding an uptrending level of support right here, but we're also holding a longer-term uptrending level of support as a backup and a failsafe right below that. On top of that, Bitcoin has bounced off of the 20 daily exponential moving average, and on top of all of that, in the next 2 days or so, we're about to see a golden cross on Bitcoin. Not only that, guys, Billy Mays here, there's more. See, there is about to be a bullish cross on the daily chart MACD. Seems pretty obvious that everything is lining up bullish for Bitcoin, right? I just ran you through like 7 different technical indicators in about 35 seconds. That's a good, that's a record, right? Probably not, but I'm going to say it was a record. It might seem on the surface that Bitcoin is looking very bullish. It might seem on the surface that Bitcoin is just, boom, it's just going to have a breakout. It's just going to break bullish. Duh. I mean, look at all the technical indicators. But, guys, analysis is never that simple. And oftentimes, in analysis, the most obvious solution to the problem of which direction Bitcoin is going to break, many times it's not that simple. Many times it's more nuanced. So let's dig a little deeper into this. Is Bitcoin really about to break to the upside, or are we being tricked? While, yes, Bitcoin has vast amounts of support beneath it, while, yes, Bitcoin's going to have a golden cross and the RSI looks healthy, we're sitting at around 62, that is all true. But when it comes to something as important as a breakout of a consolidation pattern, which will often lead to upwards of a 5 to 15% move on the market, it's a good idea to be just a little bit more sure of yourself. I'm going to get into where I think this market's going to move in a second, and I'm also going to get into how you can trade this market in a second. But first, let's analyze this a little deeper. As you guys know, Bitcoin is testing $10,000 as a major level of resistance. And if we look at the VPVR here for the last couple of years, you might think, okay, Bitcoin's more or less out of the woods as far as VPVR resistance is concerned. We have a massive amount of VPVR support. We've already broken through most of it. A lot of it was sitting between $5,800 and $8,500, and we're above all of that. We must be good, right? Well, that's if you look at the last 2 years. If you look at the last several months, you'll see that there's actually still a pretty major level of VPVR resistance sitting right where we are right now. It's the very end of it. If we break through $10,000 or so, then we might be off to the races, but there is still resistance to break, and Bitcoin is not out of the woods yet. I will tell you guys this is very important. Be careful of calling the move before it's even happened. Bitcoin will surprise you, and as a lot of people say, when everyone's bullish, sometimes the right thing to do, the smart thing to do, is to be bearish. Does that apply here? Let's keep going. Well, I want to bring your attention to many things that have happened in the past. As you guys know, I like to show you the bullish and the bearish case here on this channel so that you guys can get a clear understanding of what is actually happening. Let's analyze all of these bullish things on Bitcoin independently for just a second. Golden crosses, are they always bullish? Clearly no. We saw a golden cross here and Bitcoin fell 60% in the next 15 days or so. So even though golden crosses are normally very bullish, sometimes they're not. So even though golden crosses are normally very bullish, you do have to take them with a grain of salt, as you do with every other technical indicator. Let's look instead at the 20 EMA. When Bitcoin bounces off of the 20 EMA, is that a surefire sign of a rally? No. Sometimes Bitcoin is going to fall through it. When Bitcoin has a bullish cross on the MACD, is that a surefire sign that there's going to be 3 months of rally? No. There was a golden cross on Bitcoin right there. Bitcoin rallied 40% in the next 3 days and then entered a 3.5-week long downtrend. When the RSI is sitting up here around 60 to 70, does that mean that we're going into a new uptrend? Not necessarily. Sometimes Bitcoin is going to have a correction from there. Look, guys, my point in all of this is not to discredit all of the bullish technicals on Bitcoin right now. The point of this video is not even for me to say that I think Bitcoin is going to break bearish. The point of this video is to provoke thought in you so that you're a little bit more analytical, a little bit more critical, look a little bit deeper on the little bit of nuance. In fact, there's a lot of nuance to technical analysis so that you understand the fine details of the analysis. There's a lot more than just what shows up on the surface. The second that you think you have it all figured out, I promise you, boom, just like that, you are going to be surprised by something. That happens to every analyst, and the more that you're aware of the ability for the chart and the traders to surprise you, the better you are going to be at this thing we call technical analysis. So does Bitcoin look bullish right now? Yes. Am I trying to discredit all of the bullish factors on Bitcoin right now? No. But I do want to draw your attention to one thing. What happens when Bitcoin goes into a bull market like we saw in 2016 and 17? What actually drives that? Is it Bitcoin bouncing off of the 200 daily simple moving average? Is it Bitcoin bouncing off of the 20 weekly exponential moving average? Is it Bitcoin bouncing off of VPVR support in the bottom band of the Bollinger Bands? Is it a MACD cross on the weekly chart? Is it the RSI sitting in healthy territory? No, it's actually nothing. It has nothing to do with technical analysis. None of that drives a bull market. None of it. Is it a golden cross that causes a bull market? No, none of it. No, all of it. None of it. None of it causes or drives a bull market. You might think I just discredited the entire field of technical analysis, but I didn't. And the reason I didn't is because technical analysis is a reflection of what's going on in the minds of the traders. And that right there is where bull markets come from. The mind of the traders and the people that haven't started trading yet or haven't started investing yet. You see, what drives bull markets, and we think we're going into a bull market right now, but we need to be a little bit more critical of it before we start getting so sure of ourselves. Because, guys, it's easy to boil everything that goes into the chart down as either we're bullish or either we're bearish, but there's a lot more to it than that. The thing that drives bull markets is mass psychology. It is not technical analysis. Technical analysis is a reflection of the mass psychology, which is why it's so useful. Many times technical analysis is going to reflect what's going on in here, but at the end of the day, if you could take a survey of what's going on in the mind of everyone trading the market and you knew how much they were trading with, then you could accurately predict the market. With technical analysis, it does have its limitations. So that leads me to the question, what does the mass psychology of the market look like right now, and does it look like we're going into a bull market? Because that is what we're really interested in. The technicals can say whatever they want, but if there's not enough people to invest in the market because there's a massive global recession going on right now, are we actually going to have a bull market? Are we actually going to break bullish above $10,000? That is where I want to look. You guys already know the technicals. And one of the easiest places that you guys know of to gauge the trend of the mass psychology of the market is Google Trends. As you guys can see, yes, in fact, we are seeing more interest come to the term Bitcoin on Google, up to 63 now when we were at 100 back in June of 2019. If we look at the past 5 years, though, you're going to see the interest in Bitcoin right now is nowhere near where it was at the end of 2017 during the end of the bull market, which makes sense because we're not at the end of a bull market. We're at the beginning of a bull market. But what does the interest in Bitcoin right now look compared to the beginning of the 2016 bull market? Or better yet, what does the interest in the search term Bitcoin look compared to the interest in the search term Bitcoin during the 2017 bull market when Bitcoin was at a comparable price level? It's a little bit more nuanced of a way of looking at it. Well, if we look at the chart, Bitcoin was trading at $10,000 around November, late November, early December of 2017. Late November, early December of 2017, Bitcoin was around 25 on this graph for the search term. Right now, it's around 14. Does that necessarily mean that Bitcoin is overvalued? No. What it means is that the space has grown. What it means is that Bitcoin has had a lot of fundamental development since 2017. I think that even though Bitcoin has less search volume on Bitcoin right now, that is just one indicator of mass psychology. There is still a lot more underlying bullish force, and the fact that the search term Bitcoin has been trending to the upside on Google Trends is a very good sign. The fact that there's a lot of interest coming back into Bitcoin, the fact that Bitcoin volume is higher than it has been in the last several months, I think is a very good sign. As you guys can see, the volume on Bitcoin down here in March and April is much higher than it has been for the last 6 or 7 months. So we're going to be diving into this more in upcoming videos because I'm not as much interested in the short-term technicals anymore, because I will go ahead and, now that I've gone through all of this, tell you what my opinion is on the market. I think we're very bullish. I think Bitcoin is entering a bull market. I think Bitcoin is finally, we've been waiting for like almost a year on this, finally, I think we're starting to lay the foundation of a proper bull market. Not just a short-term rally that we're hoping and praying is going to turn into a bull market. I think we are finally laying the foundation of a bull market. So now that we understand that, whether or not you agree with me, tell me in the comment section down below. But now that we understand that, how does that apply to the short-term analysis? Which way is Bitcoin going to break out of this short-term consolidation pattern? Well, guys, I'll be honest with you. I am pretty sure that Bitcoin is going to have a breakout over the next 48 hours. Which direction that breakout is going to come, I have a weird feeling. I'm going to tell you what my feeling is, and I'm going to tell you what the technical analysis says because they contradict. The technical analysis says that Bitcoin should break bullish here. I have a weird feeling in my gut that we're going to break bearish. Now, I'm not making a call on that. I'm not actually going to call this movement at all because I'm going to show you how you can trade it either way. I'm not making a call on this movement. I want to be clear on that. I'm not going to come back and say I called it, but I will tell you this. I have a weird feeling that we're going to break bearish here. I'm not talking about very far. I don't really see Bitcoin going below $9,000, but I do want to be straight up and honest with you guys. I have a strange feeling that Bitcoin is going to break bearish. Do not, by the way, take what I just said as gospel. I want you to do your own technical analysis. I want you to be trading off of your own gut feeling, not off of mine. I'm not telling you to enter a short position. Please don't trade based off of only what I said. As my father always said, never let someone else do your thinking for you. You are the person that will make the final decision on the trade, so this is not financial advice. You guys have heard the whole spiel before, but I do have a strange feeling that we're going to break bearish short term. That doesn't mean that the long term is bearish, though. Remember that, guys. Until we get through $10,000, I'm feeling a little bit uneasy about the bull market, guys. We've been rejected so many times over the last year. It's hard for me to feel that we're very bullish until we do what I'm about to show you, and that is this. Until Bitcoin gets above this level right here, and we set a higher high up here around $11,500, until Bitcoin does that and proves that we are actually out of the trend, even though we've been in an uptrend here for the last 60 days, remember what we said, the trend is your friend until it ends. And technically speaking, guys, this downtrend is not over yet because we haven't set a higher high. When we start closing daily and weekly candlesticks above 10.5, then that trend is over. Then we can start being more confident in this uptrend. But for right now, though, guys, even though Google Trends is saying all these bullish things, even though volume is picking back up, you need to remember two things. One, the trend that we've been in for the last year is down. Two, we're in a global recession. Where is the inflow of cash going to come from? Remember those things. I am bullish on Bitcoin. I think those things are going to be resolved, but I want you guys to be paying attention to that. We have not set a higher high right now, so I am cautioning you. I'm not telling you to short, but I am provoking thought in you. Be thinking about this. We're sitting right below this resistance. Are we going to break it? I want you guys to come to that conclusion on your own. Bitcoin looks bullish, but this right here is the decision point. It's very easy for Bitcoin to rally all the way up to this, but this right here is the incoming decision point. Which will Bitcoin decide? Are we going to decide to break bullish? Or are we going to decide to break bearish? Remember, guys, the trend is your friend until it ends. Technically speaking, the trend hasn't ended. If you're looking for a longer-term swing trade investment, I'll tell you where a good entry is. It's not right now, right below the massive resistance. It's right after the massive resistance. And with that said, that leads me to my final point on the short term. I told you I was going to explain how you can trade this breakout no matter which way it breaks. Here's exactly how you do that. You go on your chart, you draw the uptrend, you draw the downtrend. It's very clear that we're in a consolidation pattern right now. Inside a consolidation pattern, there are three things that can happen. Bitcoin breaks bullish, Bitcoin breaks bearish, or Bitcoin trades sideways. If Bitcoin trades sideways, there's not really much of a trade. Sometimes Bitcoin will just ignore one of these trend lines for whatever reason, and quite frankly, that might happen. But if Bitcoin doesn't do that, it's pretty easy to make a trade off of a breakout consolidation pattern. Here's how you do it. You wait for a breakout above the resistance or below the support. You give it just a little while to see a big volume candle, something bigger than you've seen in the last little while. In this case, anything bigger than these three volume candlesticks down here will probably do. That will be a confirmation of bullish breakout volume or bearish breakout volume. Then you wait for Bitcoin to get above or below the level of resistance or support that is important locally, that being right there or right around here. Then, right around here, somewhere in here is where you would enter a short position, or somewhere right up here is where you would enter a long position. What you're doing is you're waiting for the breakout, you're waiting for confirmation, and then, not before, and then you enter the trade. That way, no matter whether Bitcoin breaks to the upside or whether Bitcoin breaks to the downside, you can enter a trade. Be mindful, though, these breakouts, it's pretty easy to get into a profitable trade with them, but it's very hard to tell where to exit them. I don't care what people tell you about price targets. They are useful in some cases. Sometimes they will come true. I don't personally like using them. I like being conservative. If you want to go into this trade with like 5 or 10x leverage, there's nothing really wrong with that, but be careful. Don't get over enthusiastic. If you're in 20% profit, 30% profit, take your profit and walk, because these breakouts, they might rally $400 and they might rally $50. When you're in profit, take what you got and walk. It will help you. As the late philosopher Kenny Rogers once said, you have to know when to hold them and you have to know when to fold them. And after all, you have to know when to walk away. It's a pretty good idea to walk when you're ahead. So guys, that's my take on the short term, the long term, and that's my take on how you can trade this short term movement for profit either way. But remember, when you see green, don't hold for too long. It's a good idea to get out ahead, because Bitcoin is fickle, and Bitcoin, boom, just like that, can knock out 10, 20% profit because a whale came in. If you exit a trade 20% earlier than you normally do, a lot of times that's going to bring you more than 20% reward. It's normally a good idea to exit when you're ahead and exit very quickly when you're not ahead. Not financial advice, just my opinion. See how it works out for you and tell me in the comment section down below how it did. I'd love to hear your opinions on this. But guys, that is going to more or less wrap it out for this video. No little life lesson here at the end of the video. Some of you guys have started complaining about that because you guys are whiners. I don't know how I'm going to deal with y'all. So we'll get back to that tomorrow. I don't really have a whole lot on my mind anyway today. But before we go, I do first just want to mention one thing, and that would be the Cryptocurrency Technical Analysis Academy. Guys, we've just done some pretty intensive technical analysis, and if you want to learn how to do all of that analysis, the best place to do so is linked in the description down below. Listen, guys, the Cryptocurrency Technical Analysis Academy, CT2A, is so awesome for a few different reasons. One of the main reasons that I love it so much is because it allows this channel to be possible. This channel has to be funded, and it's you guys who join CT2A that allows these videos to be possible. And before I even go any farther, I want to start this off by thanking you guys who have joined CT2A, taken a chance on it, and realized that it is the amazing product that I pump it up to be. Guys, there are over 1,500 students in the academy right now, and they are loving every minute of it. If you are interested in figuring out what CT2A is like, you can go to the link in the description down below, and you can actually watch a preview of 2 of the videos in here to get an idea of what the academy is like. Guys, if you want to learn technical analysis, there's a few different ways you can do it. One, you can learn it the hard way and spend the next couple of years trying to learn all of this on your own. I did it that way. Don't get me wrong, it can be done, but it is very difficult. It is very time consuming, and I'm not even kidding. It will take thousands of hours. That's how long it took me. I was doing it every single day, and a lot of you guys can attest to that in the comment section down below. Learning technical analysis on your own with no guidance is very difficult. It's hard to teach yourself calculus. It's hard to teach yourself astrophysics. It's hard to teach yourself how to build an engine from scratch. It's hard to teach yourself heart surgery. It is hard to teach yourself technical analysis. There's a reason that people go to trade schools and university. I think the way the university system is set up is a bit of a scam. I think it costs too much money, but it makes sense going through a curriculum. It makes sense being taught how to do something. And by the way, in the comment section of yesterday's video, I saw someone talking about homeschooling. I agree, homeschooling works, but in homeschooling, you're not teaching yourself things. You are still being given a curriculum. I'm talking about the concept of a curriculum. It is important to have a curriculum to teach yourself things that you need for your life. If you've watched this far into the video, it means you care about Bitcoin. It means you want to learn technical analysis. It means you are trying to understand these markets. It means you understand that there is potential in the Bitcoin market to make profit. And while I think it's a great idea to be here for the technology, don't we all want to make a little bit more money trading? We had someone in the Discord server a couple of days ago say that they made their money back on CT2A in 2 days from everything they learned in the academy. It's really a simple decision. You can spend the next 2 years trying to learn everything about technical analysis, or you can join us down below. You can pay with Bitcoin with full 14-day money-back refund guarantee if you decide that it's not for you, and you can learn everything you need to know about technical analysis in the next 2 weeks. I promise you guys, it's going to be a springboard, and it's going to be so helpful. I would not be able to sleep with myself at night saying that here on this video and on this channel. I would not be able to go to sleep at night without hating myself if I didn't believe that when I said it. I am not a liar. I take honesty very seriously. You can ask any one of the people that know me personally. I'm simply telling you what our students tell me, and that is that this is a very helpful program. I've heard it from hundreds of students. If you want to learn technical analysis, it doesn't have to be hard. It doesn't have to be difficult. It doesn't have to be confusing. It can be a lot simpler than you think it is, but you're going to need someone to help you along, and that is what the course is for. It is linked in the description down below, and as I said, you can use the May 2020 coupon code to get $40 off. Guys, if you have any questions at all, feel free to email us at cryptojeb@gmail.com. I try to get back to those as quickly as I possibly can. And if you would like, you can join our Discord server down below and talk to some of our students about the academy and see what they have to say. By the way, I'm aware the Discord link was broken. We are going to fix that for today's video. Thank you for making me aware of that. I appreciate that, you guys, down in the comment section. But anyway, guys, that is pretty much going to wrap it out for the video. Before I go, though, I just want to mention one thing, and that is just how fast the channel's been growing lately. I know there's a lot of new faces. There are thousands of new faces here, and I just want to, if you guys don't know what I'm about, I just want to take a second here at the end of the video now that everything's over with and just thank you guys for joining and watching the channel. Everything that we have here, this room and the studio and these sound panels and these lights and the awesome, awesome community that we're building, this has taken a long time to build, and it means so much to me to sit down in this chair in front of this camera and microphone every day and talk to a camera in my studio alone and have people that are in my house think I'm insane when they're staying the night. It's really funny because I know my guests can hear me right now talking to myself, and I know it's probably pretty funny. But guys, this channel is 2.5 years in the making. We have put thousands of hours of work into this channel, and it's so rewarding to see that you guys are enjoying the videos, and I really do just want to thank you guys. It means a lot to me. So thank you guys for watching the videos. I do mean that. I'm not just saying that for the sake of pedantics or for being polite. I mean that. I do want to thank you guys for watching. But anyway, guys, that is going to wrap it out for today's video. If you did enjoy today's video, consider hitting that like and subscribe button. It really helps out when you do that, and I'd be very appreciative if you did. But as I said, that is going to wrap it out for today's video. Before I go, though, I do just want to first thank each and every single last one of you for watching, as always, and I will see you guys in the next video. Peace.